Alright, so this is a tutorial that's going to help for races and just basic attempts, really. Getting the cave skip based on what I'm going to show you, you have a 6-frame window in which you can control the outcome of the game. It's based on execution only. You need to know exactly what frame you're on, and you also need to know what manipulation to use. So I'm going to show you all 6 of the frames that you can execute. It's all on you, basically. So we're going to start with frame number 1. You're going to see that the flame is just underneath his feet. This is very easy to identify, and if you're one frame, if you're into the flame, then that means you're 1 frame early, and you're going to have to use a pause buffer, because you can't manipulate that, and the pause buffer will change what kind of bat you get, because it's going to be a low bat in this particular instance. Alright. Another thing to keep in mind is that what manipulation you use basically changes every like 3 frames. So this is going to be the high bat, the next one is going to be jump late, the next one is going to be chain jumps, then it goes back to high bat. It just basically rotates every 3 frames. You're going to be using a very particular manipulation, so that helps to know that it progresses like that. But this is going to be your basically your earliest frame that you're going to want to use, and in this case, you're going to get the high bat. No, I got a pause in there. That's not going to help. All right. So you're basically just going to get the high bat. This is the easiest one to use. You just kind of wait for the bat to swoop low, and you're going to be good. And once again, that's basically his bottom of his feet right on top of the flame there. Not into the flame, but just sitting on top of it. All right, so 1 frame later, we have an instance where you can see a little bit of blue. Alright, so you can tell he's not just above the candle anymore. You can actually see some blue in there. In this case, what you're going to want to do is jump a little late right here. Alright, this is going to manipulate the bat height. We're going to jump right here. I'm going to show you what happens if you jumped from here too early. As you can tell, the bat's not going to be high enough, and it just sucks. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump just a little bit later. Alright, we're going to jump a little bit later, just like that. But you also have to make sure that you're actually executing the watch at the right time. So jump a little bit later. Execute the watch at a good time. Jump a little late, and then go. For the jump late, you can jump right about right here, that's fine. When your foot's on that dash mark, not big deal. And then you can use the watch on the next dash mark. So that can be very easy for you. So dash mark here, go. Alright, and once again, that's a little bit of blue underneath his foot. There, you can tell it's not right on the edge of the candle tip. There's a little bit of blue there. Alright, so if you're 2 frames later than that, we're going to be seeing a lot more blue under his foot. It's just not a little bit. We have a lot more blue. Okay. Alright, so for this one, we're going to want to initiate a chain of jumps. We're going to start like right here, when our foot is just on this particular thing here. Alright, and then we're going to basically chain our jumps like that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, go. This is the low bat, and we're manipulating the height of the low bat so that we can get up here every single time. So you also have to work not on only your initiating your first jump, chaining your jumps, and making you get up there. Now once again, you see a little bit more blue under his foot. You don't see any black yet, so that works out just nicely. Alright, so that is considered the 2 frames late. So we're going to go to 3 frames late. And this one is also easy to identify because now we're completely out of the blue. Get it? Haha. We're into the black, and there isn't any like blue between the black and him. That's gonna be important because that's the next frame. But if we see that there's black underneath him at this point, and you don't see any identifiable blue pixels in there, then this is also going to be a high bat. Now remember, we just cycled right through. We had high, jump late, chain jumps. Now we're back to the high bat. All right, just like that. And once again, that's black under him without any identifiable blue pixels. That is 3 frames. The next frame is going to be jump late, because remember, we're cycling through high, jump late, chain jumps. And in this instance, it kind of looks like the exact same pixel, but it's not. On my TV, I can see very clearly. Yes, we see the black, but there's this 1 pixel. It looks like there's a single pixel height of blue underneath his feet. This means that we're going to have to jump a little late, just like we did before, just like that. So we can jump with the foot at the hash mark, use that at the hash mark, jump late. So once again, so we can jump here, we can go here, and we can get it every time if we execute it correctly. So once again, this is where we see black underneath him, but there's that 1 pixel of blue. Which brings us back to our chain jumps. So let's go to the next frame. This is chain jumps. Okay, so in this instance, we don't have just 1 pixel of blue between him and the black. Now we can clearly see that there's at least a couple pixels of blue underneath his feet, and you can also see this little black mark that's just above the big black mark. And we're pretty much kind of like in the middle of that as well. We're going to see what happens in the next frame. But on this frame, because we see more blue above that, we have to do chain jumps again. Now this one's a little bit more trickier because unlike the previous chain jumps that we did, we don't have to be as precise with our jumps. In fact, you want to be a little bit slower with them, and I'll show you why. If you're too precise, you're going to get a real high bat. Okay, so this is the same technique, but we're going to slow it down just a little bit. So it's going to be a jump, 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 hit, go. So jump, 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 hit, go. It's not as precise. And once again, in this particular instance, you can tell that there's more blue underneath his feet. I'm going to show you what the next frame looks like. It's not going to be helpful to you, but just so that you know at least what it looks like. It sort of looks like the last one, but now instead of being kind of, you can kind of, here, I'll wait till he goes up. Okay, so that little tiny black mark, he's actually sitting on top of that, like that. He's actually sitting on top of it now. He's not like through the middle of it. This is not good, because this is the very first pixel frame when the bat that we're actually manipulating. This is the bat we're actually manipulating. It spawns at your height. Okay. Right there. This is the bat that we've been using to boost on top of the thing. But in this case, we're too late. The bat has already begun to spawn. His hitbox spawns. 1 frame later than this, we'd actually see the bat because the sprite would load, and that doesn't work. All right, so let's put it into practice. Now, once again, this is a 6-frame window where all the execution is on you. 6-frame window. Yeah, absolutely, killing the invisible bats. So we're gonna go to the cave setup, and we're gonna just do random ones. See if we can get used to this here. We see blue. That's the black. That's a high bat. There wasn't any blue in there. And I basically called them that. Okay, so we have to jump late here and wait. Jump late, go. That was 1 pixel later there. This is our chain jumps, really tight. Manip, go. Chain jumps. This is high bat. Chain jumps. High bat. Uh-oh. I was like, wait a minute. That's not good. Chain jumps. Get the blue. I forget. Jump late, I think. Which one was that? Oh yeah, my bad. That was actually the chain jumps. Chain jumps. But my jumps weren't very good. Chain jumps. Chain jumps. That may have been bad manipulation. Chain jumps. Yeah, so basically it's a 6-frame window. Yeah. So I hope that you find that tutorial to be helpful. I can put these save states into the resources for on speedrun.com. That way people can see exactly which frame it is and practice each of the manipulations. And most people probably have their general cave skip manip save state anyways, so you can practice each of the 6 frames that you have complete 100% control out of. So if you're missing the 6-frame window, that's on you. But if you can basically execute a watch in a 6-frame window, if you fail the cave skip, that's on you. So.